In this course, we're going to show you how to take one of the 182 Campaign Monitor compatible templates on Envato Elements and use a combination of a visual template builder and a tiny bit of code customization to convert this template into this custom template inside Campaign Monitor system. When you finish this course, you should feel confident to take any template that you want to work with and customize it in the way that you need for your email campaigns. So let's go ahead and use a custom elements template with Campaign Monitor. I'll see you in the first lesson. Hey, this is Envato Tuts Plus. Welcome to use a custom elements template with Campaign Monitor. So before we get into actually working with a template, we're going to have a couple of little things that we need to do to get started. So the first thing you're going to need to do is head over to Campaign Monitor and get yourself an account. The URL is campaignmonitor.com. And to follow along with this course, you don't actually need to pay anything for Campaign Monitor. You can grab an account, you can log in, and when you do, you'll see this area here where you can start setting up campaigns and you can work with templates and you can get everything tweaked and set up just how you need it. And you don't actually have to pay until you start sending out emails. So if you haven't already, go ahead and grab yourself a Campaign Monitor account now, and then we'll move on. Next up, you're going to want to go to elements.envato.com, and this is where we're going to be finding an email template to use. So finding templates that work with Campaign Monitor on here is pretty straightforward. All you need to do is go up to the search bar at the top and just search for Campaign Monitor. And you get a bunch of results down here. Some of them are categorized into different categories. Don't worry about these categories down the bottom. The only category you need to worry about when you're looking for email templates is this here, web templates. So all of these results here are going to give you email templates that can be used with Campaign Monitor. So you can click See More here, and then you've got all of these different templates that you can choose from. For the purposes of this course, we're going to be using this Notify To email template, and I'll include a link to this in the notes below this video so you can go ahead and download it. So this gives us 6 separate little templates that we can work with, and these are designed to just send out little notifications to your subscribers, just little snippets of news. If you want to take a closer look at these, there's a live preview, and this shows us each one of these little templates. And incidentally, this also happens to be the provided theme builder, and we're going to go through how you can use this to customize some of the elements of your template. So that's all you need to get started. Just grab that Campaign Monitor account, jump into Envato Elements and get yourself a copy of this template. And then across the next 2 lessons, we're going to be customizing this part here of the template. Then we're going to take that into Campaign Monitor and we're going to modify the content of the template in there. And then you'll have a campaign that's ready to be sent out. And you'll also know how to work with templates like this and with Campaign Monitor to create your own customized email campaigns. So first up, we're going to start with the process of customizing the actual template. And we're going to be doing that in the next lesson. I'll see you there. Hey, welcome back to use a custom elements template with Campaign Monitor. In this lesson, we're going to go through and customize the template that we downloaded in the last lesson. We're going to swap out some images for new images. We're going to add a link, and we're also going to add in our own custom font. So when you download the template, you should get a zip like this. Go ahead and extract it. So I have done that here, and then jump inside here, and all of the files and everything that you get with the template are inside this folder. We're going to be using the theme builder that comes with this template. A lot of templates do come with theme builders, which help you along with the process of modifying your themes. So the theme builder for this, you need to access by going into this folder, and then in here you're going to find a rich text document that you can open up, and there'll be a link in there that will give you access as a verified purchaser of this template to the theme builder online. It says that you can use the theme builder in both Firefox and Chrome, but my experience has been it works a little better in Chrome than in Firefox. So we're going to be working in Chrome for this lesson. All right, so here's the theme builder. And here is the section that we want to work with. We don't actually want to work with any of these other sections. So the first thing we're going to do is just delete them all. So if you hover over the section, you'll see this little X button show up. So just hit X, and that's going to get rid of each of these superfluous sections. All right, so now we've just got this one section here. The images that you see here, we've got 2. We've got a background image and we've got this thumbnail image in the foreground. Those aren't actually going to be present when you export this template. You're going to need to add your own images. And that's something that you have to do before you put a template up into Campaign Monitor's collection of templates, because it doesn't give you any facility to add images or to modify images. So we're going to put our own images in the background here and in the foreground. Now, another thing to consider is that when you're sending out an email campaign, you can't attach the images to the email itself. You need to upload them somewhere, ideally to your own web hosting space, so that when a reader opens the email, the images are going to be loaded from your hosting space. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to be using Imager to put up our new images. Now, back inside the files that you get when you download this template, if you go back up to the top level here, you can also see in here that we have a Photoshop file. Now, this is going to give you a nice mock-up of all 6 email templates. And you can use that to check on the alternate images that you want to put into your template to make sure they're still looking good. Another thing to be aware of is if you have a look inside this folder, Offline Templates, we've got all 6 of our templates here. We're going to be working with the second one and the Campaign Monitor version. And in this Images folder, we can get a reference for the size that we need each of our images to be. So this one here is the thumbnail image that we need to replace, and this one here is the background image that we need to replace. So we can see there that our background image needs to be 900 pixels by 874 pixels, and that our thumbnail image needs to be 400 pixels by 156 pixels. And we can also see there that this is a PNG with a transparent background. So that is how this background color is able to show through. So we want to make sure that we let this background be transparent in the image that we create to replace it. So this is the PSD that comes along with this template. I actually work with Affinity Designer instead of Photoshop. So if you're not wanting to be on a monthly subscription to Photoshop, check out Affinity Designer. It's a one-time purchase and it's a really good alternative. So we've got all 6 of our templates here. And then this is the one that we're going to work with. So I've put together a new background image, a new foreground image for that thumbnail, and I'm switching this over to have a camping gear theme instead of a technology theme like in the original template. And I have changed up the mockup. I've deleted all the other templates that we don't need, and this is the modified version that I'm working with. So that's got the new thumbnail in the foreground, the new background image here, and I just added in some different text so that instead of saying introducing our UI project, it says introducing our camp kit, and it's just got an imaginary camping product in there. And additionally, I've also changed this background color here and this one here. So now what we're going to do is get our template to look like this instead of like this. So I've already uploaded these 2 images to Imager and I have their URLs. I'll also provide these images to you in some files that will be associated with this course, so you can just use these for practice if you like. So first up, I'm going to change the background image, which is actually located under this top section here that says header images. For whatever reason, it actually refers to background images, not header images. So I've got my URL for this background here, and I'm going to put it into the second slot because this is our second template. I'll just click somewhere else to activate it. All right, so there's our new background. That's all good. Now for the thumbnail image, you don't actually need to work in this sidebar section. You can work over here. So you hover over the image and then press this little pen icon to edit it. Now this is the URL for the placeholder image. So we're going to select that and delete it and put in our own new URL. All right, so there we've got our thumbnail is in there. Now all we need to do is change up these colors. And to do that, we're going to go into the Notification 2 section on the left. And these 2 are the colors that we need to change. And then we're going to grab the color code for our green here, which is this number, 515E43. And we're just going to paste it right here into this slot. All right, so now we've got the green that we're looking for. Everything's looking quite nice. And most of this text we're going to be able to edit once we get into the Campaign Monitor editor. However, if you want to add any links to your template, that's something that you need to do before you upload your template into Campaign Monitor. We know we definitely are going to want some type of link on this button. This might be a button that's supposed to take you through to an order page, for example. So what we're going to do is hover over the text, click the little icon to edit it, and we're just going to add in Google's address just for something to have in there. And if you do edit a template in order to put a link in, you need to make sure that your link text is updated at the same time, because you're not going to be able to edit link text inside of Campaign Monitor. You can edit all the other text, but this you won't be able to. So we're going to change this one so it says place your order now and hit save. All right, so that is everything that we need to do in here. And speaking of links, you might also be wondering about the unsubscribe link down here. You don't actually have to change anything with the unsubscribe link. This is formatted in such a way as Campaign Monitor is going to recognize it as being an unsubscribe link, and it's going to automatically add in the appropriate URL as part of its processing. So you don't need to touch this part. And that is everything that we need to do to customize the template. And now we're ready to export it. So down here in the sidebar, hit Export Layout. And obviously we're working with Campaign Monitor, so we want to hit this button here. And that's going to generate a zip file for you, so go ahead and save that. Now you want to extract the zip that you've downloaded. And then inside, you'll find this index file. So go ahead and open that up in a browser to check on it and make sure it all looks right. All right, so here is our template and everything is looking just fine. Our button link is working, we've got our images in, and that's all looking good. However, you might notice there's one thing that's not quite right. In the demo of this theme, we saw a nice thin text here, a nice non-default text. However, in this exported version, we're just seeing default text. So to deal with that, we're going to jump into the HTML that we just exported, and we're going to make a couple of little tweaks. You can edit this HTML in any type of text editor that you want, just Notepad if you want, but it'll be easier if you go and download the Atom editor from atom.io, because Atom is going to help you along by giving you nice formatting and color coding that just makes the HTML a lot more easy to read. All right, so here's the HTML that we just exported. If you look here, there are actually a whole bunch of custom fonts that are already available, but they're not actually used in the template for whatever reason. I don't know. But we're not going to be loading these fonts in anyway. These are coming from the Rocketway website. It's really not necessary for us to load in fonts from their site. So what we're going to do is delete all of that code, and we're going to work with a Google font instead. Now in my mockup here, I use the Montserrat font from Google Fonts. By default, the font that's used in this particular template is a paid font. So we're just going to go with a free one to make it a little bit easier. So this is the Montserrat font. And what we're going to do is hit select this font, and then we'll open up this little panel, and this gives us the code that we need in order to make the code accessible in our template. So we'll copy that. And now up here before our style tags open, we're just going to paste in that line, and that gives us access to the Montserrat font. Now we're going to copy this font name, and all of the font families that are set in this template are actually done in line. So we're going to say Control F for find, and then we're going to search for font-family. And that's going to give us every instance of where a font is declared. So for some reason in this particular template, it's specifying Open Sans, which is not a font that's available in this code. It must be legacy code, I'm not sure. Either way, we're going to delete that mention of Open Sans and replace it with Montserrat. We'll find the next one, and we're just going to go through. There are 7 instances of this that we're going to need to replace. This one's gone a little bit funny. Make sure you get both rounds of this orange text here where it says ampersand QUOT semicolon, and then replace that. And almost there. All right, so now we've got Montserrat font in place for all of those. So we'll save this out. Now let's have a look at our preview. All right, so there we go. Now that's much nicer. So we've got our template fully customized. We've got our own images in here. We've got our own colors, and we've also got a link on the button here. Now the template is ready for us to upload to Campaign Monitor. We'll give it another check through and make sure everything is in order, and then it's going to be ready for use in an email campaign. So we're going to go through that process of getting it onto Campaign Monitor in the next lesson. I'll see you there. Hey, welcome back to Use a Custom Elements template with Campaign Monitor. In the last lesson, we used the theme builder that came along with our template to customize our design, and now we're ready to import that template into Campaign Monitor. So I'm signed into my Campaign Monitor account here. And what you want to do is come up to the top right corner where your profile is and hit the down arrow. And then here you'll see my template. So go ahead and click that. You got 3 options here. We want to go with upload your own HTML. And now we're just going to browse for the index file that we were just working on in the last lesson. So we're going to go into our HTML export folder, into that folder, and then we're going to grab this index file. Now we need to give our template a name. Just call it anything you want. My custom template. That'll do. And we're going to hit add template. And we're not going to wait for it to generate a screenshot. It takes a little while, but that template is good to go. So you can either make a new campaign by going into the main section here and hitting create new campaign, or you can hit this little gear icon and you can choose create campaign here using the template that you just uploaded. So we're just going to fill this in with anything for now because we're just testing. New campaign, right subject line. It's coming from not a real email. And now here we get to have a look at how our template has come out. So you can see now that this button is no longer editable. So that's why we had to change the text here, but everything else can be edited. So we'll go ahead and edit the text up here. Now we're going to change that to introducing our camp kit. And we'll save the changes. And we can do the same thing here. Change this to anything that we need. A camping essential. Save our changes, and basically it's the same thing with all of this text. You can go through and customize that to be anything that you need it to be. So that's something that's really cool about this whole process is once your template is ready, you can reuse this over and over again if you need to. So if you need to put out another notification about this particular product using this particular template, you can change all the text to anything that you need as and when you need it. So now let's go ahead and make sure that everything is looking right by clicking this preview button. And sure enough, everything is looking perfect. So we've got everything in there that we added in during our customization process. All of our text is looking just fine. We can check on our button and make sure that the link is working. You can see down in the bottom left the URL that this actually has applied to it. Even though that doesn't say google.com, that's actually going to still take us to Google. URLs like that just exist to help track what response you're getting to your email, so you'll know if people have clicked on this link or that link. And if we click it though, it opens up this separate window that redirects to Google. All right, so that's everything. Everything is perfect. Everything's working just as we want it. We've got our customized template for our singular notification. We've got our custom images, we've got our custom colors, and we've got our custom links and text content. Now, by the way, if you decide that you need more room to say whatever it is that you need to say in your email, then you can duplicate any of these sections while you're inside the template builder. So if I want to have another paragraph of text, all I need to do is hit this little button here, and then that gives me another paragraph of text to work with. And if I want to delete it again, I can just hit the little X and that puts me back to where I started. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do within this customization process here. And then subsequently, when you're actually inside Campaign Monitor and you're wanting to make your changes here. So that wraps up the process of getting a template into Campaign Monitor. And there's probably just one more thing. There's probably just one more thing that you need to be aware of. If you do need to change your template again, you want to go into My Templates, choose the template, hit the little gear here and hit Edit. And then after you've modified your index.html template, either using the template builder or by custom editing the code, just come into this page, re-upload that file, hit Update Template, and then it'll apply the changes that you've made to your template. All right, so we've just got one more video to go through really quickly in this course. I'm just going to give you a really quick bullet point breakdown of a process so you can refer to that video whenever you need a refresher on how to go through and set up a custom template with Campaign Monitor. I'll see you in the final video. Hey, welcome to the final video in Use a Custom Elements template with Campaign Monitor. In this last video, we're just going to have a really quick summary of this whole process. You can come back to this video anytime you just need a refresher on how to go about doing all of this. So step one is to make any new graphics that you're going to need to replace the existing graphics in your template. Ideally, put that together in a mockup if you can. and then export each of the individual images that you're going to need and then upload them to your hosting space. Assuming that the template you're working with has a theme builder, jump into that theme builder and replace the images with the new images that you've created, make any color tweaks that you need to do, and make any changes to links that you need to do. If you don't have a theme builder with your template, then you'll just need to do these steps in HTML directly. When you're done, export the layout for Campaign Monitor, and if at that time you need to make any edits to HTML, go ahead and do that. When your HTML page is all ready, make sure that you preview in a normal browser so that it's all looking as you expect it to. Then jump into the My Template section of Campaign Monitor and upload the template that you created. When you've done that, you'll be ready to create a campaign using that template. And from there, you can edit any of the text that still needs editing. And then your email campaign with your custom template is going to be ready to send. So hopefully that helps demonstrate that it's pretty approachable to get into these templates and make changes to suit what you need for your campaigns. And don't forget, there are more than just one template that you can work with on Envato Elements. There's lots and lots of templates, and it's fairly common for these to have builders. So definitely jump into Envato Elements, have a browse through, see which templates work best for what you're trying to do, and then you can go through the same process that we just went through to use these templates in your own campaigns. So thanks so much for taking this course, and I will see you in the next one.